And good morning, everybody. Okay, happy Thursday, happy Valentine's week. Still in my mind, it's still Valentine's Day. And Super Bowl, and we've got all this stuff happening today. So let's find some time, as I've been saying this month, for self-love, first and foremost. And so send the breath into your body, the back spaces of your body, through the sides, top and bottom. And just come into, all four directions of breath, spreading across the body. This is not just in this pose, but this is throughout the class. So focus on breathing for a moment, how we breathe, where we breathe. You kind of all know why we breathe. So as you stretch your arms out in front of you, if they're not already outstretched, bring them there. Reach your fingers broad. So imagine that your pinky fingers are reaching to the edges of the mat and just pushing or pulling the mat apart from the center. So you feel a nice engagement on the outside of the arms. And later we'll do the same thing with the legs. And then let's just bring the arms as wide as the mat. So your pinky edges are resting on the edges of your mat. Take a breath, push back a little bit deeper, and take just your left hand and bring it underneath your right arm with the palm up and the back of the head towards the floor. So you're looking towards your right side. Nothing else happening right now. Inhale and exhale. Good. Take this next breath in and bring your hands back to where they were. On the exhale, take your right arm underneath your left, palm faces up. And then allow your right side of your head to drop towards the floor. E.T., I'm just going to mute you. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. And inhale, come back to your center. Push your hips back even further. Inhale, come to your hands and knees. Keep your arms wide. Walk your hands out a little bit further in front of you. Keep your hips up. So maybe all the way to the front of the mat, drop your chin and chest down. Forehead is another option. And just let the hips lift up as you kind of create this nice sinking through the upper shoulders. But no real collapsing into the arms. So keep energy under the arms as well. And once again, take your left arm under your right. Bring the back of your head towards the floor. And then take your right arm back behind you. If you can grab the inside of your left thigh, grab it. If not, just stay where you are. Work on opening the right shoulder, chest. Back of the legs or the top of the legs, the top of the foot, shin are pressing down. One more breath here. Exhale, release the arm. Release both arms back out to the front of your mat, as wide as your mat, forehead or chin down. Inhale, send your right arm underneath your left arm, back of the head or ear towards the floor, spinning your torso around. Stay there, take your left arm and bind it behind your back. Some of you will be able to reach all the way to the inside of your right thigh and open up your heart. Inhale, release the bind. Left arm forward, right arm forward. Now bring your hands shoulders width apart. Bring your forearms to the floor. Shift forward, tuck your toes, lift your knees up. Shoulders rest over elbows, and then just lay your belly onto the floor. Keep your palms down. Draw your elbows towards each other and towards your body. As you lift your chest up, pull the belly button to the spine, lift your pelvic floor muscles up. Good. And look over your right shoulder towards your left foot. Inhale to the center and look to your left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest, come back to center. Some of you may want a little bit more. Begin to straighten the arms. It's purely optional. Everything in here is optional except the breath. Keep the breath going. Exhale, bring it down. And then bring your hands underneath your forehead. Turn your toes pigeon-toed and just shift your hips from side to side. Come back to the center. Turn your toes forward, so no longer pigeon-toed. And bend your right knee, kick your heel towards your buttocks. My head is up just to see you, but keep your head down. And then pushing again through your pubic bone. Lengthen your left leg and really energize it. Lift the knee up, but keep the foot on the floor. That's the left leg. Release the right leg, we'll switch sides. So left leg bends, right foot presses firmly into the ground so the knee lifts, so there's engagement in the quadricep muscles. You can flex and point the leg that's bent. And then let it go. Turn your toes in pigeon-toed, wiggle your hips from side to side. And then keeping your head down, turn both toes forward, bend the knees. Push your pubic bone down. Keep your thighs on the floor. Just reach your heels towards your buttocks. And then exhale, let it go. Walk your hands by your chest. Sit back into child's pose. Cross your ankles as you get back there. And then go ahead and sit behind your legs. If it's okay, you're probably towards the back of your mat. Just walk the flesh out from underneath your hips. See if you can cross your ankles or your legs a little higher so that the heels are underneath the knees as opposed to just crossing at the ankles. Good. Inhale. Bring the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, take a twist to the right side. Bring your right hand more towards the left side of your mat or your body. Lift your chest up, inhale. Twist right, exhale. Inhale, stretch the right arm up. Exhale, bring the right arm to the left knee. Lift your chest up. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Roll just slightly backwards off of your sitting bones. Inhale, roll yourself forward. Keep your right hand where it is. Bring your left hand behind you towards the right hip. Inhale for length. Exhale for depth, twist. Inhale, switch your left arm up and over. Exhale, hands on either side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round and curl your spine. Pull your belly in like you got punched in the stomach. Inhale, reach all the way up with your arms. Exhale, lean back. Just switch the cross of your legs. Shake it out. We usually have a habitual side we go towards, so if you're not sure which one it is, just switch it here. And then take your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, lift your chest up. Use the arms to give you a little bit of length into your spine. Exhale, forward fold, bring the arms away from the floor, head down towards the floor. Some of you will get all the way to the floor, some of you won't. It's okay either way. Good. Inhale, rise up. Release the arms, take them up overhead. And once again, bring your hands in front of you. This time we're going to roll off onto our knees and shake out your legs. Give it a little bit of a relief. And then come back to your hands and knees. Tabletop position, belly in. Send your right leg back. Take the toes to the floor. You can rock forward and back for a second for a nice calf stretch. Press your left top of the foot, shin down. Lift your right leg up. Keep your left hand down as you spin onto your left leg. Right arm comes up in the air. Right leg comes up in the air. Bend your right knee and reach behind you with your right hand. Kick your hip towards the wall. Now you have the choice of bringing your heel towards your buttocks, which will give you a little bit more sensation in the front of the hip thigh. Or you can kick it away, which might give you a little bit more opening into your shoulder and a little bit more back extension. What works for you? Doesn't work for everybody else, it's just for you. So if you're holding on, keep holding on. Begin to bring your right leg forward. Assist it with your hand and bring it in front of you. Tuck your back toes under, send your left leg back a little further. You can put your hands on the blocks, always any height. And then just lift your torso up a little bit as you release the left hip. Top of the foot and shin, pressing into the earth. Right heel pulling back towards your left thigh. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Now keep your hands down. Tuck your left toes underneath you just for a moment, just to get a little stable. and then kick the heel towards the buttocks. You might have to back off to get there, and then see if you can drop back down. Without your arms, just hold, use your hamstrings. One more breath, keep kicking the heel towards the buttocks. Exhale, let it go. Straighten your front leg and fold over at any amount. Walk your hands back on blocks or further back high. Whatever feels good to your body is going to be right for you. And each one of us will probably look and feel different. One more breath. Good. As you empty the breath, bend your right knee once again. Sink a little bit lower. And then step your right knee back to your left knee. Sit back for a moment in child's pose. Inhale, come back to your hands and knees. You could have your hands on the floor blocks. Send your left leg back behind you. Tuck your toes under. Rock and roll a little bit through the calves. If you were in my class yesterday, you might feel your calves a little bit. And then take your right hand down. Right leg spins. Left arm, left leg come up. Lift out of your waistline. Bend your left knee. Reach behind you and see if you can grab a hold of the foot. Keep the knee in line with the hip. So you don't want to bring it forward or too far back, right? Just keep it in line with the hip, which will activate some of your outer hip muscles. Breathe. Again, you can kick the heel closer to the buttocks or further away. You choose what works for your body today. Holding onto the ankle if you still have it. See if you can just spin it around to the front of the mat. Tuck your toes underneath you. Breathe in. Sink your hips. Breathe. Let it go. Tuck your toes underneath you. Kick the heel towards the buttocks. Again, if you had to come off backwards to do that, go ahead. Just come back down. See if you can release a little bit. As you kick the heel to your buttocks, you're activating your hamstrings, the muscles in the back of the thigh. Not everybody's happy place. Release the foot, and then straighten your front leg any amount and wherever you want the hands. Toes up or down also is an option. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Sink a little lower, broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, place your hands to the floor. Step your right leg, or tuck your right toes under this time. Step together to the top of the mat. Bend your knees a lot so your chest rests on your thighs. And for those of you who know, I'm still doing some modifying, so I'll keep my knees bent. I might even have my hands on my thighs for support here. So you can always do that. You can have your hands on the floor blocks. But you know, the goal is to listen to your body. Right? It doesn't matter what anybody else can do. Let your head hang down. Inhale with a halfway lift, look forward. Now, you decide. Is it time and is it appropriate for me to begin to straighten my legs? Or am I good right where I am? Right? So what I might do might be different than you, so just, you know, you can watch me, but listen more to my words. Inhale, look forward. If you're anywhere, it doesn't matter. Press down through your feet, put your hands to your hips, and press yourself up to standing. Take your hands on your back, bring your elbows towards each other, lift your chest up. And just lift into a moderate back bend, right? Supported by your hands. Open up your heart, your chest, your throat. And then stand up nice and tall. As you exhale, release your arms down by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Touch the palms in prayer. Exhale, bring the hands through the center. Bending your knees as much as you need to as your hands touch the floor, shins, or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, high plank, pause for a breath. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. This is another option to go to your knees or stay right where you are. Bend the elbows halfway down. You can go to the knees as well. Roll over your toes or go to push up, skip it all. Downward dog is where we meet. So we're together. I'm grateful often. And so you know that you can do any version of that. Look forward, rise onto your toes, send your body to the top of the mat, halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Press down through your feet, inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands through center. Fold forward, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk or jump. Back through chaturanga now. Bend the elbows. You choose how you're going. Up dog or cobra, or not at all, into down dog. You can also add extra push-ups. Breathe in, breathe out. Pressing your chest towards your thighs. Again, my knees are going to be bent here. If you can, straighten your legs and put your heels to the floor. That's an option for you. Inhale on your toes. Soften your knees. Take yourself to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise up to stand. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale with a halfway lift. Exhale, take yourself through the vinyasa or skip it. You can always just go to meet in child's pose or downward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're all there. Breathe. Bring your feet a little closer together. Inhale, lift your right leg high in the sky. Bend your knee and open up your hip to the right side. But square your shoulders. Lower your left heel towards the floor. Good. Flex and point through your right leg, roll through the ankle, the knee, the hip, whatever works in your book. Good. High up on your left toes. Exhale, turn your hips squared and send your right leg all the way through onto your fingertips, and check out also that your left leg is a little wider to the left side rather than just behind your right heel. So the blocks are going to help you elevate your heart here a little bit. Hug your hips into the center. Good. And then float your fingertips off the floor and just kind of let them hover here. Find a little action in the legs. Draw it in through the core. And then bring yourself up. Stretch the arms up overhead. Crescent lunge. Let's all bend the back knee a little bit, or a lot. When you're coming back, make sure your shoulders don't go behind your hips, but rather right on top of them. So bending the back knee will help you there. Hug your hips in. And then again, you decide, can I straighten my back leg a little bit more? Doesn't have to. Inhale out of your waistline. Lift your heart up. Good. Exhale, release your hands to the floor blocks. Straighten your front leg. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward, inhale. Exhale, fold over your right shin. Good. Now, bend your front knee. Turn your back foot on its side. Keep your right hand outside the right foot. Pull your right hip inward. So for some people, you want to make it heel to heel or heel to instep, or a little bit wider for others. So right hand stays down, left hand goes to your hip. Rotate your torso. Send your left arm in the air, stacking your shoulders, pressing firmly into the pinky side of your left foot. Engage the muscles of your legs. One more breath. Look down at your right toes, and let's go ahead and straighten your right leg. If you have a block, bring it onto its highest height behind your right shin. Or calf, whatever you want to call that side area. It's a little of both. Lift and tuck your right hip underneath you so the hips can open up and stack. And then you've got this energy and length through the side body for a triangle pose. One more breath. Exhale, bend your front knee. Turn yourself back around to the low lunge. Drop your hips nice and low. Hands to the floor blocks. Step back with your right leg back in the air, three-legged dog. Open up your hip. Keep the knee bent, keep the shoulders and torso squared. And just kick your heel towards your buttocks, opening up. Exhale, turn it to the center. Knee to chest, round and curl. Feet on the floor, downward facing dog. Bring your feet a little closer. Inhale, left leg high in the sky. Exhale, open up the hip, bend the knee. You can kick it, you can roll through it. Let your body kind of guide you in. Exhale, bring your knee forward. Send your left foot in between your two hands. Come onto your fingers or the blocks. Either is right. There's rarely anything wrong as long as it's not causing you any distress or pain or lack of breath. So fingertips on the floor block or begin to hover them so that you're nice and stable through the center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Softly bend the back knee. Drop your hips low. Lift out of your waistline. Now imagine you're being pulled to the ceiling with your arms, so reach, reach, reach. But at the same time, you're being lowered to the floor through your pelvis. And then decide if your back leg should straighten or not. Inhale. And exhale. Good, ladies. Inhale, one more breath. Hands to the floor, exhale. Straighten your front leg. Breathe. Remember, we checked out our footing. It's not right behind each other. It's a little bit wider, for some even wider. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Take your hand on a block outside your left leg. If you don't have a block, suggest you get one. Turn your right toes on their side. Left hand first to your hip. So get here so we can stack the shoulders and have that nice rotation in the torso. The left thigh stays nice and bent, like parallel to the floor. Back foot, pinky toe down. Really working the inner arch lifting. And then the right arm comes up. So this is a version of side angle pose. Reach up. Good, one more breath here. Look down at your left foot. Take a block on the outside on a highest height. Straighten your left leg. And right arm up over left arm, stacking your shoulders. Open up your heart, your hips. Breathe. Good, triangle pose with the support. If you can do it like this all the time, it's great. It just gives you space. That's what we're here for, right? Create space. Inhale. And exhale. It's good. One more breath as you exhale, look down. Turn yourself back around. Hands to the floor or the blocks. Exhale, left leg in the air, three-legged. Just open up the hip, bend the knee, square off the shoulders. And really squeeze your hamstrings tight. Exhale, turn it forward, feet to the floor. Downward facing dog. Inhale on your toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Take yourself back to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet, rise up to stand. Bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Release your arms down by your side. Send your weight to your left leg and lift your right leg off the floor with the knee in line with the hip in front of you. Stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer. Bring your right knee by your left knee. Kick your heel towards your buttocks. Hug your hips into the midline. Breathe in, breathe out. Really firm up your standing leg. Wow, Maxine, I see your whole entire body. It's amazing. Okay, good. Now, stay focused as you start to tilt forward. A little venture to a bent knee warrior 3 as you step your right leg back, warrior 1. So your right toes are turning forward, arms up, all the way up over your head. Good. So check out your alignment. Again, the back foot, the pinky toe is down. There's this about a 5-10 degree turn, and your feet are not on tight ropes. Inhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down, lift your heart up. Exhale, fold on the inside of your left leg, head down. You can also rest your chest on your thigh. Listen carefully, one more breath. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Left hand on a block outside the left foot. And then you might have to adjust your back foot a little bit. Left arm stays down, right arm stays up or goes up. We've been here. Side angle variation, look down. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Hand on the block outside the left thigh or the left calf. Right arm is up in the air. Look down. Inhale, rise up. Right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Exhale, release back to the bent knee. Right arm up, side angle pose. Now take the right arm over your head. Breathe, find length. Reach your fingertips all the way out and your toe tips down, so like one line, fingertip to toe tip. Exhale, hands down, spin yourself all the way around. Look forward, step together, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Push down to rise up all the way up to standing. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms down by your side. Stand for a moment in stillness, find your grounding. Hug your hips in. And remember I talked a little earlier about the pinkies of the fingers. Now the pinky toes, imagine that you're pushing the feet apart. So you engage the muscles on the outer thighs. This is particularly helpful now as you begin to stand on one leg. So begin to bring your left leg up, bring your hands to your heart. Really hug your hip in and imagine that it's like you're compressing in both areas. Bring your left knee by your right knee. Stay upright, squeeze your hamstrings. Then, when you find stability, begin to hinge forward. And we're going to step all the way back into Warrior One, arms come up overhead. Check out your alignment. So, you have time to see, am I too wide, am I too close? Can I can I go a little further apart? Shoulders, hips squared, breathe in. Exhale, bring your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, the other finger on top, knuckles down, lift your heart. Exhale, fold inside out and or on top of your right thigh. Head down. Breathe in. One more breath, keep hugging your right hip to the midline. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Right hand on a block outside your right foot. Adjust your back foot as needed. Left arm comes to your hip or goes straight up in the air. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Lift out of your waistline. Firm down your big toe, little toe. Ball of the foot. Look down at your right toes. Take your right block on the outside of your right leg. And even if your legs are a little wider, it's okay. Just work on rotating the torso, stacking the shoulders, lift out of your waistline. Breathe in and out. Big toe presses down on both feet. Exhale, look down at your right foot. Inhale, rise up, left arm comes down, right arm comes up. Just give it a little bit of a relief. Inhale. Exhale, come back to the floor, spin around. Turn yourself into a low lunge. Inhale, look forward, step together, top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, bring prayer to the heart, find that stability in your legs. Find the energy as you pull the legs apart from each other. And then keep that energy as you lift your right leg off the floor. Exhale, knee by knee. Hinge forward. Extend your leg, Warrior Three. Arms anywhere you'd like. Soften the left leg, step back, Warrior One, arms up. Exhale, arms behind your back. Inhale, lift your chest. And fold as you exhale one more time. Arms up, away from your back. Hug your left hip into center. Inhale, release your hands. Left hand stays on the outside of the foot. Open up your torso. You might have to adjust the back foot a little bit. Exhale, look down, straighten your left leg. Good. Right hand stays up or bring it to your hip. Look down towards your left foot. Choose to take a block with you. Bend your left knee enough to get yourself lifted off of the right leg. And then spiral your shoulders hard. Hips open to the right side. Half moon balance. Right arm comes up. Your eye gaze is wherever you need it to be. And then go ahead and bend your right leg, but don't hold on to it. Just, again, keep the knee, like we did on our knees, keep the knee in line with the hip. Bend the heel towards the buttocks so your hamstrings become active. Nice, ladies. So keep working at squaring off your hips, getting the right hip stacked on top of the left hip. One more breath with your bent knee. Straighten the leg again. Soften your left leg. Right arm comes up. Bend your left knee a lot now. And then come back. Right arm down. Straighten your left leg. Exhale. Left arm up. Inhale. Release your hands to the floor. Spin it around. Step up on your left leg. Kick your right leg in the air. A little bit of a standing split here. Bend your right knee. Square your hips. So go ahead and bend your left knee so you can square off your hips a little bit better. Inhale, bring your right knee into your chest, rounding curl. Some of you will grab a hold right now underneath the right knee and come up to standing. Others like me will push your foot down first and then come back up. Hold on to your knee. Good, holding on to the knee, left hand to the hip. Open your right hip out to the side, hug the left hip in. Stay strong, stay tall, stay balanced, stay focused. Exhale, bring the knee back to center. Release your leg to the floor. Stand into Tadasana. Breathe in. Exhale, bring prayer to the heart. Find your energy in your legs. Float your left leg in the air. Bend the left knee by the right knee. Kick the heel to the buttocks. Begin to hinge forward. And then begin to straighten the leg. Bring your arms anywhere you'd like for Warrior 3. We're only here for 3, 2, step back 1. Warrior 1, arms come all the way up. Exhale, open your arms behind your back. Inhale, knuckles down, heart lifts. Exhale, fold on the inside. Usually, take one finger over from the normal grip on the second side, right? So it's just something to think about. Inhale, release your hands to the floor blocks. Right hand stays on the outside of the right foot. You might need to adjust the back leg. Side angle variation here. Exhale, straighten your front leg. Good, and I did not move my block up, so I like to do that. Don't know why I didn't do it, but we should. Stacking the shoulders again, rotating the tailbone underneath you. Now you can keep your left hand up or bring it to your hip as you bend your right knee. Softly, you can take the block with you and begin to take flight. Doesn't matter how many steps up you have, 1, 2, or 10. Who cares? Hug your hip underneath you. Eye gaze is wherever it finds your balance. Stay here or bend your left knee. Keep the knee right where it is, in line with the hip. And then just work on kicking your heel to your buttocks so you've got a nice contraction in the hamstrings. And again, look in any direction. What works for you? I'm just going to turn this a little bit. Oh, there we go. Release the bent knee, right? Extend the leg, soften the right knee, and then take yourself into a bigger bend of the right leg. Step back, release your left arm down as you rise up and straighten your front leg. Reach up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Spin it around to the front. This time, let's just step back to downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Bend your knees. Inhale, come forward to a high plank. Exhale, bend your arms. Roll through upward dog or low cobra. Push up or child's pose. Downward dog is where we meet. Good. Walk your hands back towards your feet, back of the mat. Forward fold, hang your head. Tuck your chin to your chest, roll up through your spine. I know I left something out. Let's go for it. Take your left knee to your chest. And open up your left leg. We'll come back to this shortly. And then come back to center. Release it. Good. Let's go back to the right leg doing just that. Hold on with your right hand. Open your right leg out. Open your left arm to the side. Take your right hand, place your right foot in the inside of your thigh or above your thigh, wherever you are for your tree, and then both hands come back to your heart. Open your arms back to a T. Exhale, rotate your torso to the right side. Release your right foot, hold it up. Take it forward. Come back to center, arms up. Exhale, extend your right leg. Lower the right leg to the floor, lower the arms. Inhale, bring your left knee up. Hold on with your left hand. Bring the right hand out to the side as you open your left hip out to the side. And just assist your left foot onto the inside of your thigh. And then bring prayer hands to heart. So be careful here that you don't start to arch your back and move into your lower back. Keep your tailbone tucked underneath you. Open your arms back out to a T. And then just rotate your torso to the left side. Take your time. Release your left leg, let it balance in the air. Bring the leg forward. And then turn forward, arms up, leg out. Lower it down, back to Rihanna. Separate your feet hips width apart, bend your knees, grab a hold of your peace finger grip on your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, elbows out to the side. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands from your feet, walk your hands all the way back out. Inhale, shift forward into a plank. Let's start with our left hand down. You can choose to bring your left knee down or keep both legs straight as you spin to your left side. Right arm can come up. You can have your feet stacked, staggered, or you can bring it back into that tree position. Above your knee, below your knee. Reach your arm up and the right arm overhead. Good. Now, release your right leg, bend the knee, and kick the heel behind you. Some of you might even grab with your hand. You choose. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Put a little thought into it. Don't get pissed off at yourselves for being able or not able to do it. Who cares? If you are good friend, if you're holding, let go carefully. Extend the leg back and find yourself back into plank. Shift back to downward facing dog. All right, so there's no right or wrong here again, as long as it's not creating pain or stress to your body or mind. Inhale, shift forward to high plank. Choose to bring your right knee to the floor or stay where you are, right hand down. Spin onto your right side. Left arm comes up. Left arm can come over. Left leg can stay or come into tree position. So when you do this, guys, if your right knee is not on the floor, you've got to really lift up into that right hip. So you've got to elevate and push your right hip towards your left hip. Right? It's more an internal feeling, but you will notice that you're not dumping. And you can stay there, or bend the knee, take it off. Knee behind you, some of you will grab the foot, or not, into your bound. Nice. If you have the bind, release the arm, release the leg, come back to plank. This time, run it through vinyasa. Lift up, meet back in downward dog. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees and take your knees to the floor. Sit on your heels for a moment in child's pose with your knees closed this time. Reach your fingers forward. Still the feeling of pulling the mat apart from the center as you take your arms open or you squeeze your arms open to the sides. Inhale, come up to hands and knees. Bring your forearms to the floor. Step back into a forearm plank. Shoulders over elbows, belly is lifted. Same thing, you can keep your knee on the floor or not. This time let's start on our right hand down. Spin onto your right side. Lift your hips up, left arm up. left leg can come into your tree. Think about lifting your right hip all the way up on that. Exhale, bend your left leg, lift it up. Bend it behind you. This time, just step it behind you and come into a plank dancer's bridge or a wheel, a half wheel. Exhale, everything comes back to center, forearms. If you need a break, come down, put your head on your hands, turn your toes in, or stay in plank pose for a couple more breaths. Just really firing up your core. If you came down to the floor, come back into that sphinx with your arms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the knees up. You're back in forearm plank, left arm stays. Spin to your left side. Right arm comes up. Any variation now. Right leg can come back up into the tree. And then bend your right knee. Step it behind you. And open up into that half wheel dancer's bridge variation. Nice work. Exhale, come back to center. Forearms down. Hips in the air. Dolphin pose. So walk your arms back, walk your feet forward. So your shoulders are over your elbows. Head down. Push forward. Head is not down on the floor, just down. Right? We're not resting it on the floor. This. Bring the knees to the earth. Sit back again on your heels. Arms by your side, palms up this one. Tuck the chin to the chest. Place the forehead on the knees, crown the head to the floor, and round your spine to come up. So notice I didn't say hold on to anything. If you'd like to, go ahead and grab something, your heels, or you can bind your arms. Or you can stay here with no weight in your head. So very little weight in your head, just balance. And then exhale, release it all, child's pose. Inhale, float yourself up to sitting. Bring your legs out to the side and out in front of you. Shift yourself around, face the front of the room. Good. Take your hands underneath your thighs, lift your chest all the way up. Have a block nearby if you have your blocks. Exhale, chin to chest round and curl your spine. Come only about halfway down until you kind of pass that sitting bone area and the very edge of your tailbone. Release your arms in front of you. Sink a little bit lower. Pull the belly in nice and firm. And slowly, slowly, begin to articulate your spine down to the floor. When you get to the floor, bring your knees to your chest. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall to the left, twist. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hip over to the left, knees to the right. Inhale, come back to your center. Exhale, hold on to the top of the foot. Shin, lift your head and shoulders up. Extend your legs in the air. Take your hands by your side or underneath your hips. Good. Now, bring your legs about 45 degrees. Bring your hands underneath you. Start to pull yourself up and find yourself in boat Navasana pose. Lift your heart up. Open your legs to a wide V or semi-wide V. Reach, 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 reach. Lower your legs, lift your torso, and hinge forward. Grab a hold of your feet or somewhere else. Use a strap or towel. You can also bend your knees to get there. Lengthen and fold. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Release your feet if you have them. Sit up, exhale. Bend your knees. Once again, grab hold of the back of the legs. Tabletop with your shins. Release your arms once again. Choose to extend the legs or keep them. Open up the legs. Reach, reach, reach. Lower the legs, lift the arms. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Take that fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep working your hips back, chest forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit up. Reach your arms in front of you. You can keep your legs wide. Bring your chin to your chest, round your back, similar to what we did a few moments ago. Roll all the way down. Slow, 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 slow. Lay in your back. Keep your legs in that X position. And take your arms in the same position. Excuse me. Okay, that doesn't happen very often, thank goodness. So your arms are at the edge of the mat, the legs are at the edge of the mat. Now relax your glutes, relax your shoulders, just let everything go. Take your left ankle over your right ankle. Take your right arm and grab a hold of your left wrist and bring it over to the right side. So you're stretching all outside your left side and you're creating a little arc on the inside. So we're lengthening one side, we're shortening one side. Inhale, release your arms, release your legs back to the X position. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Take a hold of your right wrist with your left and create that semi-curved left side. Long on the right side. Inhale, open arms, open legs. Exhale, bring your arms outside your thighs, bring your knees up to your chest, right hand on right knee, left hand on left. Make circles. Reverse it. Come back to your center. Place your hands on top of your feet or shins and bring your feet to the floor. Line up your heels with your sitting bones. And notice your back kind of arches a lot here. So while you're doing that, tilt your pelvis so your pubic bone points up. Push your big toes down. And then peel your spine off the floor until you are in a bridge position. Then release the arms and bring them underneath your back. Line up your heels in line with your sitting bones. With a bent knee, take your right leg off the floor. Lift your left hip higher. Lower your right leg, lift a little higher. Exhale, left leg, bent knee off the floor. Good. Inhale and release as you exhale. Lift a little higher in your hips. Release your arms, articulate your spine down. Draw the knees all the way up to your chest. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall left one more time. Big twist. Here, if you'd like to extend your legs or bind your legs, see what works for you. What gives you the best stretch for you at this point in your practice and your bodies. If your legs are straight, bend them. If your legs are bound, unbind them. Come back to center. Shift your hips left. Let your knees fall to the right. And do whatever you might have done on the other side. Extend the legs or bind the legs once or twice. Good. If you're bound, unbind. If your legs are straight, bend them. Come back to center. Hug your knees back to your chest. Head and shoulders lift. Exhale. exhale, lower your head, bend your knees, open up the legs, happy baby pose. Feet to the ceiling, knees on either side of your hips, rock side to side. If you'd like to, straighten your legs out to the side. You can hold on or let go. Just bring your hands further up your leg. Just think about keeping your tailbone on the floor, not lifting it. If you're holding on, let go of your legs and begin to circle your legs together and down to the floor. Relax the hips open, relax the arms open. Take a breath in through your mouth, your nose, empty it out through your mouth, ah. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, breathe in through the nose. Exhale, open out through the mouth, ah. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, open out, ah. Lay back down onto the floor with your hips open, your arms open, and your mind, thoughts closed. And start to surrender all the way into your mat. Letting go of all physical, emotional tension. Give your body this opportunity to recover itself. It's a little opportunity we give back. Let go, Shavasana. Always offer you the opportunity to stay longer in your Shavasana just by turning off the sound of the video. Or I know some of you have to get on your day, so start to deepen your breath. And begin to make small movements back into your body, fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Draw your knees back to your chest. And bring yourself onto either side. And bring yourself back to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Give gratitude for yourselves for being able to do this, for showing up, taking it, self-love first and foremost. And we all bow down to each other as we honor the peace, the love, the light, the goodness, the beauty within each one of us. Namaste. Satnam. Go in peace. Happy Thursday to those of you watching Thursday. Stay home, stay fit, stay healthy.